Yes, so you still need to hang in there for a little bit until lunch because we hear our project pitches now. We have 9 projects that will briefly present themselves. First, the 4 Deciso ones, who are public entities, and then we have 5 corporates who will present their projects. And you can see the descriptions on the PowerPoints, but afterwards you will also see their posters in the lunchroom, and at the end of the lunch and in the afternoon you will be able to go there and speak to each of the presenters over there. So I will start with the Water Association of Oldenburg-Ostfriesland from Germany. Our colleague Daniel, he had to leave, so I'm gonna read a letter that he left for all of you to present his project. So he wrote, water scarcity is a growing concern due to climate change and population growth. In our pilot project, we aim to tackle this challenge by exploring the potential of rainwater harvesting in rural areas. Our goal is to increase circularity in the local water supply and reduce the dependence on traditional water sources. To achieve this, we want to focus on domestic and industrial water users and provide incentives for them to harvest, store, and use rainwater as an alternative water source for suitable purposes. We believe that this approach has great potential to reduce water demand and increase water availability. To finance these incentives, we plan to explore water tax reductions and local subsidies. By doing so, we hope to encourage more people to adopt rainwater harvesting technologies and contribute to a sustainable water future. Our pilot project will serve as a model for future initiatives that aim to increase water security and resilience. We believe that by working together and leveraging innovative solutions, we can overcome the challenge of future water availability and build a more sustainable and prosperous future for all. It would be great to connect and hear from your experience how to best leverage financial incentives to gain domestic or industry buy-in. And you have Daniel's contact on the poster outside and on the slide if you want to get in touch with this project. Thank you. And now I hand the floor to Hamburg, please. City of Hamburg. Yeah, come here.
Yeah, thank you. My colleague Stephanie and me, Sabine, we will pitch our pilot for Deciso. The problem or need which is addressed here is the need for resource efficiency and the circularity in a big city like Hamburg. And there are many opportunities in different sectors. So we are not focusing on one sector, but like on different sectors. Also on different kinds, like from startup to big companies. And the greatest challenge we face here is, of course, finance.
In our pilot that we do in Hamburg, we will try to find out through expert interviews, focus groups, and that sort of methods, the criteria and characteristics of funding schemes. What do they go by? What leads their decisions? And also what's creating possibly barriers for circularity or circular economy.
And the impact would be that we raise awareness among the funding authorities for circular issues, and also a more targeted support of circular economy or circular activities.
Yeah, we want to find out whether there's competition between funding schemes and make the results very transparent so that they can be upscaled or transferred to other regions. That's also one of the Deciso objectives, obviously.
So our main risk is to fail to convince the stakeholders, the funding authorities, to invest in circular economy. And yeah, this is what we're going to find out in our pilot. So a lot of sectors we focus on, and yeah, that's our pilot for Deciso. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we continue with Portugal. It's a bit like in school where you're called to come. Thank you.
Hello to everyone. I'm from Portugal, Alentejo. It's a little above Algarve, and we participate in the Deciso because we think that the circularity in finance schemes it's very important to our region. We have as a strategic sector the agri-food, and so we're planning to innovate, identify and innovate business models for circular economy in the agri-food sector, to define a new concept or a concept for circular economy in agri-food, and to try to create, co-create a financing scheme for two systemic solutions for agri-food. And because the main sector that we have, it's very dedicated to olive oil and to almonds or pigs. We're going to see other situations like aromatic and medicinal plants, which are very important in our region, and it's a new way and an alternative way to be the farmers most sustainable. So that's it.
Okay, and now the colleagues from Greece, please.
We can work on this. Okay. We have a different approach in circular economy issue because I represent here with my colleague Nicoletta, a municipal district heating company of a small territory in Greece to the northwest part bordering with Albania and Fyrom. And we have a specific problem and issue to address since we have a huge strategic investment plan for the district heating system of Amerio. I may remind you that Western Macedonia is one of the first pilot regions all over the European Union that already abandoning lignite. We are one of the just transition regions, so we have a lot of local organizations trying to get advantage of new technologies and of course of circular economy. So we had already an installation of a new biomass combustion plant. It's the first one that uses biomass for district heating, and we want to implement more a circular economy project based and we hope to exploit biomass and residues or even waste, which is also be the first one in Greece. So this is a huge plan. Deciso is giving us the tools to work on this direction. We have already implemented some kind of pilot actions, and we are exploring even more. So we plan to test this approach in the next 3 years. We actually don't have any competitors. It's the only district heating provider in our territory. So what we need is mostly to observe all possible solutions to get funds from specific financial instruments and secure that this risk may be one that's worth investing on it. I hope I managed to do it in 3. Thank you.
Thanks. And now the colleague from Greentech, please.
Thank you for the invitation. My name is Ingmar Høge, and I am CEO and founder of Greentech Innovators. The company was founded in 2018, and our mission is to develop more sustainable solutions for food waste. We are aiming at reducing greenhouse gases and upcycling food waste to feed. We are using biotechnology to release nutrient and produce a growth medium for fermentation. We have managed to convert 80% of the waste to a growth medium in our R&D project. We are converting food waste to a liquid and homogeneous product. And this growth media may be used for different fermentation processes and to produce sustainable omega-3 and protein as feed ingredients. The dominating omega-3 source is fish oil, and the production cannot grow as global fish stocks are utilized or overfished. So to the impact of our solution. And all the commonly used waste solutions are emitting greenhouse gases and polluting water and air. For example, landfills are emitting methane, a 70 times stronger greenhouse gas than CO2. Landfills are therefore emitting 3,600 kilos CO2 equivalents per ton of waste. We have just received our LCA analysis done by Setenma and supported by Hoop project. Thank you for that. That was a good reading. We compared the impact of our solution with composting and waste solution. In this report, we got very encouraging results. Composting emitted 208 kilos CO2 per ton of waste, and our solution gave less than 4 kilos CO2 equivalents. We also analyzed and compared our solution with fish oil. The results for fish oil were 2,770 kilos CO2 per ton of oil, and for omega-3 oil from microalgae, it was 480 kilos per ton. We are planning to scale our production in 4 steps. First, a pilot plant, then a demo plant, and a full-scale plant. We plan to have international expansion, and with a processing of, for example, 9.2 million tons of food waste, we can reduce greenhouse gas emission by 1.8 million tons and produce 128,000 tons of microalgae, which contains 27,000 tons protein and 40,000 tons omega-3 rich oil. We have a dedicated and international team. Svetlana is project manager with MBA in ecological economics. Antonio is R&D manager with PhD in microbiology and experience in microalgae production. I am CEO and founder with long experience in aquaculture, product and process development, and more than 30 years experience in circular solutions for aquaculture and fisheries. We have industrial partners in Beer, the local waste company, and important R&D partners in Nofima and Biotrend. We are participating in EU projects like Hoop and EAT Food. We have just received 750,000 euros in funding and 18% tax refund in a 3-year project from Norwegian Research Council. To match the funding from Norwegian Research Council and build up a plant, we are asking and inviting investors to join us in scaling our solution for a sustainable waste management to reduce greenhouse gases and increase global food production. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you. Now we have Nafigate, also on bio-waste.
Hello, my name is Jan Petrasek. I'm from Nafigate Corporation, and I would like to introduce you to our technology, how to produce PHB bioplastic out of the used cooking oil. When we look at the market with the bioplastics today, we can see that the most of the bioplastics is actually produced from the agricultural feedstock. That means you have to plant potatoes, sugarcane, or corn and produce a plastic out of it. That's not a very sustainable solution, neither is ecological. And our technology addressed this issue. Our technology produces bioplastics out of the waste. In our case, it's a used cooking oil. Used cooking oil is a waste which is accessible everywhere over the world. Every restaurant, every instant noodle producer, every McDonald's produce a lot of used cooking oil. We produce a PHB biopolymer. That means that we produce a biopolymer which is biodegradable and biocompatible. We originally was focusing on producing something like a plastic wrappers or plastic bags, but actually we found out it's very unfeasible market for high quality bioplastics. It's because no one want to pay extra money for this kind of bioplastics. So we were searching which industry would actually fits us the best. And we went to the cosmetics industry. 90% of the cosmetics products actually have a microplastics inside. And we have a solutions how to replace a lot of these microplastics in the cosmetics with our products. We have already produced and developed these products, and we put them to the market to test the reaction of the people. We develop deodorant, shampoos. We have only bio-based UV filter. And we have a very positive feedback, also from the global brands, which wants them. So where is the problem? The problem is that we don't have large enough production capacity. And therefore, we are now looking for the investors who would like to join us to invest into the production capacity. We would like to invest in roughly in the factory, which costs roughly 4 million euros. So if you are interested, please contact me. I will give you further details. Thank you.
Thank you. 3 more to go. So we have Invertapro.
Hello, thank you for the opportunity to present our case today. My name is Alexander, and I'm the CEO and one of the co-founders of the company. We're an insect company producing feed and fertilizer. We began in 2016. Today we're an 11-person team operating at 1,000 square meters. Our next step is then to move to the commercial phase, which is the main focus of the meeting today. In our case, then, what's positive is that the insect sector has grown a lot over the last years. I think what we bring to the table is more of an approach where there is several actors, where there's no silver bullet. We worked with a waste management company since the inception of our company, where the waste management company is the logistical hub for collecting things, and then you upcycle that waste. I think all insect companies are good, but I don't know if there's many. I think we're the first in Europe to do it like this, where we're actually upcycling the waste, which is available at that season, not just industrial waste from factories. In our case, then we've been selling our products since 2016. We have 15,000 hours of operations, developing our own automated systems, biology, and also robots. In our case, we are now taking in 3.5 million euros to initiate the first phase of the commercial scaled production facility. And we are looking for investments, naturally. In our case, like I said, with the silver bullet, then for the last 5 years, we work with other actors to look at what we often talk about, which is industrial symbiosis. We will be co-located at a 40,000 square meter space together with a biogas production system where we've tested the byproducts from biogas and vice versa, heat, fuel, and other synergies that can be that can come from co-locating. We're also moving a building from Bergen to Voss, which is an important part, reusing materials, which will then become our factory. So in our case, we want it to be circular from A to Z. And when we're working with insects, there's many ways of doing it. Some are more sustainable, some are less. We really try to be very clear in our values and do this the correct way. We're the first and the foremost company in Norway, and I think that we have a very good approach to this, especially working closely with important actors that can work synergistically in this industrial symbiosis, which I don't know if has been done before. So we're crossing our fingers that we can get this up and running within 2024. Thank you.
Thank you. Now Mago.
Thank you very much. My name is Rutger Gele. I'm one of the co-founders of Mago. for the non-Italian speakers, Mago means magic. I will come to that later. About 90% of all the organic waste in restaurants in the Netherlands is actually being incinerated. So it goes, it's being burnt, which is a big waste because there are a lot of nutrients and minerals still in that organic food. And besides that, it needs a lot of truck movements to move all that stuff around. And why is this happening? Most restaurant owners actually want to do something circular or sustainable, but actually in the Netherlands, and I'm not sure if that's in other countries as well, it's cheaper to put your bio waste in the gray bin where it's burnt instead of separating it. But that's a little bit more expensive to get it collected. So we need to solve that. We're not going to do that, but through pricing was kind of referred to in earlier talks, and it definitely needs to be higher on the agenda. Linear needs to be more expensive than, I would say, circular. But the main reason for them currently to not do something about this is because there are no handy kind of local solutions, and that's where we come in. We have built a very practical small size composter, which reduces indeed CO2, but also if you use compost, actually stores CO2 into soil. So the real goal of the company is also to rejuvenate soil. As we've seen in the news in Spain the last weeks, right? The soil is so dry that you get, fire, and people start digging for water holes now. And composting is one of the, ways to keep water in the ground and to actually capture CO2, but also nitrogen, which is a big problem in the Netherlands, into the ground. So that's what our machine does. Does it need a lot of electricity like current composting machines? Absolutely not. There's not a high power charge needed. It's a natural process, and that's what I think is so brilliant magic about the machine. It's completely insulated, and the bacteria, a little bit air, just make the temperature rise inside. You get hygienized compost in 5 days, which is ridiculously fast. If you have tried it in your garden, it takes 6 months. 5 days, it's hygienized, so it's good compost for the law, right? But there's a lot of heat extracted, which actually we bring back to the restaurants where it's located, so they can use it in their kitchen or for ground heating, or if it's in a hotel to warm up showers and stuff like that. Where are we at the moment? We have actually one machine installed in a test location. It's like TRL 7, but we have won a government tender last year together with a partner to deliver 25 of these machines to 25 government locations in the provinces of Utrecht and South Holland in the Netherlands, which is actually very cool. But yeah, we're not, I would say, production ready. We're producing next to at the moment. And we have in total 43 contracts and LOIs, so people are waiting for this. We're currently raising 350,000 euros. 100,000 is already committed, so it's quite a small amount, and then we can go to kind of the next batch and go to TRL 9. Thank you very much.
So we have one more, and then please stay just 1 second more for Johanna to explain the afternoon. But first we will hear about a bit of a different project on sustainable furnishing for students. Where is the colleague from Cohabit here?
Hello, everyone. So I'm from Cohabit. So we are a circular furniture rental startup based in Malmö, Sweden. So to give you a context of the societal issue that we're solving, so every single year there are thousands of international students that move to Malmö for their studies. And in the process of making Sweden their home away from home in that period of time, they end up having to buy and discard quite a significant amount of furniture. And this contributes to the estimated 80 to 90% of EU furniture waste that is either incinerated or sent to landfill. So me and my co-founders, we are alumni of the Leadership for Sustainability Master's Program at Malmö University, came up with Cohabit. So we are a circular furniture rental startup that reallocates used, or as we call it, pre-loved furniture back into circulation. And our purpose is to influence consumer behavior, starting with students by offering them a convenient and affordable furniture rental option, because we believe that, you know, if you want to have a circular and sustainable society, it has to start with a shift in mindset, and we aim to start that with students. So we launched our pilot project in 2022, right after our master's program, and we were able to reach 29 paying customers. So we only were targeting 20 because we just wanted to validate the idea and see if there's a market for it. So the feedback was very positive from the students because it provides them an affordable, sustainable, and convenient way of furnishing their apartments. And also in terms of scaling, if you can go a bit down with the slide. There you go. So just to give you a overview of the potential impact that we have with just 100 sustainably furnished apartments. If you go a little bit to the top, sorry. There you go. So just by having 100 sustainably furnished apartments, we are essentially preventing 2.5 tons of furniture from being, allowing 2.5 tons of furniture from being sustainably consumed through renting instead of buying. And also, we plan to scale this business by partnering with the right stakeholders, because we believe that in the circular economy, you need to get in touch with the right stakeholders. So in order to efficiently scale this business, we are partnering with housing companies, basically the housing companies that own these student apartments that are being rented out unfurnished in the first place. Just from Heimstad, and one of the biggest real estate companies in Sweden, and also in Europe, just one building that they're renting out in Malmö has 650 student apartments that is always rented unfurnished every single semester. So just imagine the amount of students that come in an empty room, they buy brand new furniture, and then they leave, discard the furniture, and then the next batch of students come in. So what we want to do is partner with them and allow them to rent these apartments furnished already. So you're preventing that. And this is only in Malmö, Sweden. We believe that this is a problem that happens across student cities all over Europe, not just in Sweden. And we're not a groundbreaking solution, I would say. It's a pretty straightforward problem that we understand because we experience it ourselves as students. And for now, we think that around 30,000 euros is enough for us to just to get it started. So we plan to use it into building our current inventory. So right now we have 200 items of all secondhand pre-loved furniture in inventory, and we plan to, develop our backend processes, marketing, and operational costs. But more importantly, we aim to understand the circular economy much better. So apart from funding support, we're also really looking for guidance and mentoring in this regard. So I'm looking forward to connecting with you later, and thank you. So once again, we're Cohabit. Thanks.